Week 3 Bus Adventures!
Sunday, it was time for us to leave Colorado and head out further on our adventure. We spent 2 nights in Burns, Wyoming, which is just east of Cheyenne, on a field surrounded by wheat. While it was great to be staying in this open field landscape, we were not prepared for the wind that was going to hit us. If you listen closely, you can hear the wind. It's shaking the bus. Live from the windstorm. You're getting blown away, huh? The crazy wind that came in on Sunday night lasted through Monday and dropped the temperatures to very cold levels. I did enjoy walking around the field that we were staying on. There were lots of cows, and of course, Cosmo loved to have the freedom and space to run as he pleased. We spent most of Monday running errands and working on things around the bus just because we had this rainy weather and we took time to get things done when we'd normally be spending time outside. And after the weather cleared up, we had a lovely rainbow, and Monday was the full moon. It was a harvest moon, so we got to see it rise on the horizon. Tuesday, we made our way to Shadron, Nebraska. Big shout out to my brother-in-law, Andrew Shadron, who was able to tell me how to pronounce that. Now, this is no offense to anyone who may live in Nebraska or who has family there, but we just really did not find much there. In the first 2 hours we drove, it was nothing but fields, and a lot of it was sunflower fields, and I was very perplexed as to why the state of Nebraska had so many sunflowers. We spent 1 night in Nebraska at the Red Cloud Campground, which is just a dispersed camping area. And despite the first 2 hours of Nebraska being nothing but fields, this area had beautiful pines everywhere and lots of greenery. Cosmo marked his territory by rolling around in the grass and making himself very dusty. Devin is our plan man for the bus. He makes the itinerary that we follow, so he took some time to work on that. And then we ended up meeting someone who was staying at the campsite near us, a friend named Craig, who we just spent the evening around the fire with. Wednesday, we made the short drive into South Dakota and we got to see Mount Rushmore. Now, the thing about Mount Rushmore is you cannot go in there with dogs, even though the entire thing is outside. So one of us had to stay with Cosmo at all times. Luckily, they had a dog park, so Devin's turn was first. He went in to see it, and on his way out, he got a little sweet treat for us. He got some ice cream. So when I went in to see it, I got to have my ice cream while enjoying this wonderful view. I'm going to go on a slight tangent here while we enjoy this beautiful scenery that we were driving through. If you know me really well, you know that I love National Treasure 1 and 2. And National Treasure 2, the ending of the movie was filmed at Mount Rushmore. Now, in the movie, this is where they find Cibola, which is the city of gold, and it's hidden underneath Mount Rushmore. I was really hoping to be able to see some of the places where they filmed National Treasure 2, but unfortunately, there was not a lot of crossover between the movie and the reality of it, but there was a sign on the side of the road saying they filmed it there. Back on topic. We are driving through the Needles Eye Tunnel, which is just a windy road that leads you through a bunch of small rocks and really tight tunnels of rocks. We did not go through this in the bus. It would not have fit through here, and even in the car I got a little nervous, but it was still super awesome to see. Thursday, we made our way into the Badlands boondocking area, and along the way we stopped at Waldrug, which is basically, in my opinion, a Midwest version of Buc-ee's. They advertise free ice-cold water. Devin did not really like the water, but Cosmo enjoyed it. I tried an old Western strength test, and embarrassingly, I did not do too hot on it, even though you can see my strong biceps right there. Devin had a chicken sandwich from their little dining area, while Cosmo adorably begged for the sandwich and unfortunately did not get any. After that, we went to our boondocking area where we spent the rest of the week, and this was the view from our bed. The area we stayed in was incredible. It had amazing views, but what was really scary, in my opinion, was everybody was parked along these very steep cliffs. Our boondocking area was just a mile outside of Badlands National Park, which was our first national park to go into, so it was really cool to see even more beautiful views. The next morning, I had breakfast with a view, and I am not just talking about Cosmo. We made our way into the park again. We took the less traveled road this time, and honestly, we weren't that big of fans of it. It was really bumpy and dusty, but there were prairie dogs everywhere, and I thought they were absolutely adorable. We also got pretty close to a bison, and we learned fairly quickly that they like to scratch themselves on things. Whether it's road signs, posts, anything solid they can get their hands on, they're scratching themselves. Devin and I are going to share our highs and lows for the week, so here we go. My high for this week is the wildlife we saw. We saw a lot of really cool animals. We saw at least 20 different bighorn sheep. We saw quite a few bison as well. Like I mentioned earlier, they really like to rub on any solid surface, and this one we were driving past was really enjoying the tree. And at night, we heard what we thought was coyotes, so listen closely. Last but not least, I could not forget the cows that we passed through when we were staying in Custer. There was a ton of them just in the road, and my heart melted because cows are my favorite animals.
This week, my high was that we stayed at the coolest boondocking area, a mile away from the Badlands National Park. It was phenomenal. There was great people around. There was views everywhere you looked, and the night sky was unbelievable. You could see every star above you. It was so cool.
My low for this week was the amount of bugs that were everywhere we went. Although it's slightly inhumane, I did set up fly traps along the bus and make it a game to see how many flies get killed.
My low this week is that I woke up one morning to messages from my bank saying that they had detected fraud on my card. So they had to cancel my card, and they're sending back a card. They're sending a new card to my house back at home. Not sure how I'm going to get that yet, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, those are my highs and lows.
Overall, it was a wonderful week, and I am excited to see what adventures week 4 brings.